During the debate of the draft resolution, a considerable amount of time will be given to amend the draft resolution. The UN motto stresses cooperation, therefore, the amendment process is a way for all the delegates to revise the clauses to encompass the need of different voices. Its ultimate goal is to pass a resolution so that it will benefit all the countries present. Today, we are here to show you the amendment process along with the voting procedures.
Would the House please come to order, please? Would the House please come to order? The Chair has received an amendment for Draft Resolution 1.3 submitted by the Delegate of Japan. Would the Delegate of Japan please rise and read out the amendment?
The Delegate of Japan would like to change committee and operative clause 2 to organization.
That is in order. Delegate of Japan, is this amendment a friendly amendment or a friendly amendment?
There are two kinds of amendments, friendly ones and unfriendly ones. Friendly amendments are changes made to the clauses that will not change the meaning of the clauses, and they are usually punctuation, spelling, or word choice fixes.
The Delegate of Japan believes this is a friendly amendment, and all signatories of Draft Resolution 1.3 have signed the amendment.
Very well. May all delegates know the changes made by the Delegate of Japan? Are there any objections to this amendment? Seeing none, the amendment passes, and will all delegates please make the changes accordingly?
The Chair would now like to address Amendment 1.3.2 submitted by the Delegate of Russian Federation. Would the Delegate of Russian Federation please rise?
Yes, Chair.
Delegate of Russian Federation, the Chair notices that the amendment has only one signature.
Yes, Chair.
Delegates, please be reminded that all amendments submitted for approval must have at least 20% signatory before the Chair can consider it for approval.
Then, is the Delegate of Russian Federation allowed to make a motion for an unmoderated caucus?
Due to time constraint, that is not in order, Delegate of Russian Federation. Please use note passing to get the required signatures before resubmission.
Thank you, Chair. Every amendment requires 20% signatories for all the delegates in the Council. That is very important. Also, the numbering of the amendment is also very important. The first two numbers of the amendment usually represent the draft resolution that the amendment is for. For an example, the one that was just addressed, 1.3.2, 1.3 is a draft resolution number, while 2 means the amendment which was just submitted. Amendment 1.3.1 was the one previously mentioned by the Delegate of Japan. Oh, by the way, amendments are usually motioned to be introduced by the delegates who submitted the amendment, once there has been nothing wrong and has been approved by the Chair. Now, let's see the next amendment.
Yes, Delegate of Egypt.
Motion to introduce Amendment 1.3.3.
That is in order. Would the main submitter of Amendment 1.3.3 please stand and read out the amendment?
Add subclause C to operative clause 4 that reads, the funding given by IMF shall be monitored by a committee comprised of the local disaster team and the UN disaster relief team. Second.
Are there any objections? Seeing none, the Chair would like to set the debate time of 3 minutes. The Chair will accept 2 speakers for and 2 speakers against this amendment. Delegate of Egypt, would you like to be placed on the list first to speak on the list for this amendment?
Yes, Chair.
Those who would like to speak for this amendment, please raise your placard. Delegate of Bangladesh, would you like to speak against the amendment? Please raise your placard. Delegate of Afghanistan, and the Delegate of the United States. That is in order. Delegate of Egypt, you may have the floor.
Okay, so you just saw a routine introduction of the amendments. Once the motion to introduce the amendment has been approved, the Chair usually will set aside a short debate time and entertain 2 speakers for and 2 speakers against. In some conferences, the delegate who submits the amendment will be asked to make a short speech for the amendments. If a speech is made, then the delegate who submitted the amendment does not have to speak for the amendments. The speech order is 1 for, 1 against, another for, and another against. If there is more time, the chair may entertain more speakers for and against. I think they're about to be done. Let's go back to them.
The list of speakers for and against this amendment has expired. Are there any other motions on the floor?
Motion for a closure of debate.
That is in order. Are there any seconds?
Second.
Are there any objections? Delegates, the closure of debate for amendment requires 2 objections. Therefore, even if all delegates agree to stop, the chair requires 2 technical against.
Technical against.
Technical against?
With 2 technical against, this motion requires 2/3 majority. Those in favor of this motion, please raise your placard. This motion clearly passes. That is in order. Are there any seconds?
Second.
Are there any against? Seeing none, we will move straight into voting procedures. Pages, please secure the door and move into voting position. No passing will be temporarily suspended.
Those who are in favor of Amendment 1.3.3, please raise your placard. Those who are against? With 4 for and 3 against, this amendment passes. Delegates, please make the according changes.
That was the motion for closure of debate and the voting procedure for the amendments. So, very important points are including that 1. The closure of debate for an amendment requires 2 against. Even if everyone agrees, 2 delegates still need to raise their placards to state technically against. That means that you are not really against, but you're doing so that the voting procedure can continue. With objection, the votes require 2/3 majority to pass. After that, another motion needs to be raised to move into the voting procedures. Sometimes the motion to close the debate and the motion to move into voting procedures may be ignored because everyone, including the chairs, want to end the council. So be very careful to follow the steps. Thank you for watching.